In this video, I want to cover solving for present value, future value, and IY without using the TVM keys. Solving these more or less by hand, meaning using only standard calculator functions, no TVM keys. Would you ever do this? Not if you could help it. But looking at the basic formula does give a sense of what type of answer you should expect and how the variables interact. We're going to focus on the regular calculator keys, though just for review we'll use the TVM keys as well. Remember, entered values stay until cleared or overlaid. Interest rates are whole numbers in the calculator, decimals in Excel, and in formulas. Using the regular keys are formulas, so percentages and interest rates will be entered as decimals. Before we start solving the examples, I want to introduce some special keys that we'll be using. The TI Business Analyst 2, like most calculators, has storage registers. The TI has 10, 0 through 9, accessed with the store and recall keys. Using these registers allows you to stay in the calculator. No rounding errors. You can store values, then recall them and use them in computations. And I'll demonstrate that in the examples. The Y to the X key above the 9 allows you to raise a number to a power, raising the value Y to the power of X. Again, we'll use this in the examples. Finally, the key directly above the Y to the X, 1 over X. This is the inversion key. This inverts a value, so 1 over 100 becomes 100 divided by 1. Most standard calculators have all of these keys. Our first example is a straightforward future value problem. $100 invested today at 5%, how much in 8 years? The formula is shown at the top. So note, as long as I, the interest rate, is greater than 0, future value is going to be greater than present value. As I increases, future value increases. A higher interest rate, you have more money in the future. As N increases, the future value increases. You leave your money invested longer, you have more in the future. Now, method 1, just for review, we'll use the TVM keys. N is 8, 5% IY. Present value is 100. Make that a minus. We're not going to add anything to it. 0 payment. Compute future value. Method 2 uses the Y to the X key. Enter the value to be raised to a power. Our interest rate is 5%, so it's 1.05. Y to the X, 8 equals times 100. And there's our answer again. Now, let's look at example 2. Example 2 is a plain present value problem. Find the present value of $100 to be received in 3 years if the discount rate is 10%. Again, there's our formula. In this case, present value, assuming I is non-zero, present value is going to be less than future value. Method 1, again, uses the TVM keys. So, 3N, 10 IY, 0 payment, 100 future value, compute present value, 7513. Method 2, we're going to use the Y to the X key and the storage registers. Look at the formula. I want to divide the $100 by 1.10 raised to the 3rd power. So the first thing I want to do is compute the denominator. 1.10 Y to the X 3 equals. I'm going to store that in register 1. Clear that out, enter 100, divide by, recall 1 equals. And there's my answer. My third method is going to use Y to the X again. Same thing, 1.1 Y to the X 3. But this time I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to use the inversion key and multiply times the 100. Now, our last example. This final example is not one I think any of us would ever choose to solve manually, solving for the interest rate. But it does serve to demonstrate using Y to the X with a non-integer exponent. You're offered an investment today for $82.2702, which will pay $100 in 4 years. What's the implied interest rate? It's easy to solve with the TVM keys. 4N, 82.2702, outflow today, 0 payment, $100 in the future, compute IY. 5%. Really, it's not that hard with the formula either. Note that the exponent is a fraction, which works just like a whole number in y to the x. So we want to divide the future value by the present value and then press y to the x, 0.25. So our future value is 100 divided by 82.2702 equals y to the x, 0.25 equals minus 1. There's our 5%. While I realize most financial calculations you'll need to make will be done in either a financial calculator or in Excel, seeing how to handle the computations using the formulas provides a better sense of what you're actually solving for.